I came to Greece the first time during my semester abroad in Bristol, and at the time, money didn't mean anything to me beyond my access account letting me be there. I didn't clock the economic crisis at all. Instead, the April warmth in Corfu reminded me of home. The quiet off-peak season gave off a happy calm. It was 2015, and nearing the end of my teens, I romanticised and dramatised my life without any context of its stage. Greece enamoured me again on my second visit in 2017. In winter, Athens buzzed full of its people, and every moment stood bright, clear, graffiti from taxi windows, strangers translating our menus, a taste of everything. But also, refugee camps off freeways with families playing football, and shopping centres with not a single business open, the escalators shut down and grimy. Before my third trip, I read Roger Beaton's Greece, Biography of a Modern Nation, which looks at Greece erasing its Byzantine and Ottoman history for a national vision based narrowly on antiquity following their independence in the 1830s. Now, ancient Greece is modernity's most glorified narrative of the past. David Mountain, in his book Past Mistakes, writes, "Ancient Greece proved so popular partly because it could be different things to different people." In hot July, the time of my third visit, I looked to Greece and its temporary tourists to impose this vision en masse. And I met with my friend Simon for our 10-day holiday. We both freshly moved to Europe, he a month before me to Czech, and me the day our holiday would end, to France. We know each other well, but we were meeting for the first time, tense, vulnerable, since we tethered our Australian selves for an invisible future life.
It's really good though. It's like a cream.
In the months before, if someone asked me about my move, I would talk about Simon's instead, to ease the tug of leaving other friends behind. In friendship, we steady ourselves against the other, to validate, to remove self-deceit, but also to embrace and love their reflection against us. In each other, we define ourselves against uncertainty. It's very like Timothy Chalamet with the beach. It's giving. And friendships overlap and then they divert. I found my film camera in a drawer at work, and it sparked my curiosity. Simon felt nostalgic for lost childhood photos, and his grandparents gifted him his. He prints his scans while I keep mine digital. He wants physical treasures of the time with his friends, while I think something physical would just mess in my house. I feel like we'll make one of those IMDb's when you like to. We overemphasize these crossovers that make us friends. We love history. We visited the Byzantine Museum, out of spite of imbalanced views of Greece's past. When Simon speaks about history, I forget if it is myth or reality. Athenia really planted an olive tree at the Acropolis, and Lord Aegan took what was hers. We disagreed with the curation of the Acropolis Museum. For me, it's too wordy after being under the glaring sun. Simon liked the detail. As much as Greece pedestals its history, it basks in the contemporary too. A continent beyond a family and friends come together to bask in the sun, regardless of the millennia of people that lived there before. They seek leisure in the shadows of mythology, and there's a transience between Athens and her islands, for both Grecians and tourists. We were among millions of Cycladian holidaymakers this July, making our way across the Aegan Sea in mega ferries. But even in its repelling grandiosity, a holiday can have an emptiness to it as well, if you choose, which feels like choosing to be ignorant. But sometimes the mind overcrowds and wants to dissipate in the sun, tzatziki, pebblestone, wine and sea. And here, said Anthony Bourdain, when he filmed in Naxos, the neighbour of Paros we visited, you could, for now, if you choose to, remain blissfully ignorant of what's happening elsewhere, pretend that everywhere is just like here. Beautiful, sleepy, delicious food. Everything is just fine. Sometimes escapism feels bougie, other times perfect. Everyone should have this. It's momentary. We will all go back to Athens, to our homes there or beyond. Marina, herself half Greek, half Welsh, sang about the worth of this exodus, returning to the Greek islands in her song, Orange Trees. So far away from the unlicensed city streets, this is where I used to dream. Been around the world, but I could never replicate the feeling that I got beneath my feet.
Gays trying to open a bottle. I'm like staining these rocks with red.
So throughout my third time in Greece, Simon and I spent time together and apart. And in the still heat, I wish the holiday's timelessness would engulf me forever. In the intensity of Greece's beauty, I ruminated on the loss between then and now, here and there, fearing nothingness, seeking pleasure. And I non-ironically listened to ABBA's Last Summer. We had a fear of flying, of growing old, a fear of slowly dying. We took our chance, like we were dancing our last dance. I parted with Simon for Thessaloniki, worried about the next time I'd fill this hole with a friend again, and then I caught the flu and spent my last 2 days coughing in a hostel bed. Luckily, before I fell sick, I saw a little of the ancient city. I walked around foggy, but appreciating its clear thread of continuous history. And I passed under the Ark of Galerius. Everyone else did too. It's almost 2,000 years old. At my hostel bar, I met a 19-year-old interrailing Europe before he started at Oxford in September. I was annoyed when he asked me about my movements, like he was probing into something private, but I answered knowing that I shouldn't be moody, that I am sincere and over the moon about my trajectory, but wishing it was a secret because I didn't want to show that I am now formless. Later in orange trees, Marina sings. I take a breath of fresh air, I feel free. Spent so long was busy chasing happiness, when all I needed was a little peace. There's a mugginess in the contours between home and away, friends and self, Athens and her islands, Greece and her past, intensity and nothingness. Closing my thoughts is like finishing summer, such definitiveness feels like not fully eating yet. Then again, Simon said he was ready for the holiday to end, to which I answered, but I love Greece. But we go on, wiping something away, pining, grasping something else, letting it go, to finally closing the distance, moving on to our next dreadful good moment.